Good morning and good evening. I'm Wolf Spider, and I recently enrolled in a summer advanced survey class, and my professor wants me to ask everyone what they think will release first, Metroid Prime 4 or Wave 2 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. Most people I've asked still think that Meta Knight is the main character of the Metroid games, so I'm gonna have to ask him for a new question. Nintendo has stayed relatively silent on the Booster Course Pass since the first wave release. Oh, who am I kidding? They've stayed completely silent. No announcements, no marketing, and it's not a forward move for Nintendo. They did this with the Smash Bros. DLC at times. But still, I hope we hear some information soon, or even get the second wave released. In the meantime, I've decided to take a look at some predictions for the Turnip Cup and the Propeller Mushroom Cup, as well as kind of throw out what I think we should be expecting. Since I've already talked about what I want to see personally, I'm going to lean more into the predictions other people have made as well as their wants.
Thanks to Reddit, I have a place to see what tracks the fans want to see and are predicting for the second wave without having to rely on web journalists. And the tracks I've seen predicted most for these next two cups are Tour London Loop, Wii Maple Treeway, Wii Mushroom Gorge, DS Waluigi Pinball, Wii DK Summit, SNES Mario Circuit 1, Tour LA Labs, N64 Calamari Desert, DS Luigi's Mansion, Wii Koopa Cape, GCN Dino Jungle, a SNES Vanilla Lake track, GCN Daisy Cruiser, Wii Toad's Factory, 3DS Shy Guy Bazaar, GBA Cheap Cheap Island, and GBA Sunset Wilds. Several users also commented that they wanted to see either GCN Wario Coliseum, N64 Wario Stadium, or one of the 3DS Woohoo Island tracks to make a return in Wave 2, while not necessarily predicting them. Obviously, that's far more than 8 tracks, so let's look through and see which ones are the most likely. I'm not sure if people just really want London Loop and LA Lap sooner rather than later, or there's some information that supports these two as the next tour tracks we'll be seeing in the DLC, but I would not be surprised nor disappointed to see either or both tracks remastered in Wave 2, let alone the Booster Course Pass in general. Of course, Nintendo could pull a sneaky one and introduce Bangkok Rush in Wave 2, but that may be reserved for Waves 5 or 6. As I've mentioned before, I really enjoy playing on the tour tracks in Mario Kart 8, as they're not bad tracks, they just need a better platform for you to play them on. Of the Wii tracks people have been predicting, I want to see DK Summit and Koopa Cape the most. While I think both are likely to be in the DLC in general, I think they'll be in later waves with Mushroom Gorge or Maple Treeway taking a spot in Wave 2. Even though Nintendo doesn't always listen to the fans, Maple Treeway consistently ranks high on people's favorite track lists, which is why I think it'll make its return soon. I've seen a lot of people hop on the Maple Treeway train, and while I think it's a unique course, I really don't care to see it again as I kinda got tired of playing it in Mario Kart 7. Toad's Factory is probably the least likely of these tracks to make a return since it's not in Tour, although it would be fantastic if it did alongside DK Summit. Waluigi Pinball is almost guaranteed, as not only is it in 7 and Tour, but it ranks highly on the favorite track lists alongside Maple Treeway. Since we got Coconut Mall in the first wave, I feel like the second wave needs an iconic course as well, and that may very well be Waluigi Pinball. Speaking of DS tracks, I can see why people are predicting Luigi's Mansion to come back, since the trend so far with these courses is that they're in 7, Tour, or both, and since Luigi's Mansion is in both, why not put it in the second wave? However, I don't think it's going to be in the DLC period. It's a little too dull color-wise. It's just green and brown the whole time. Who wants that? And so far, the Booster Course Pass tracks have been very colorful. Even Ninja Hideaway, which isn't night, has a lot of color to it. And sure, maybe they want a haunted course in the DLC to help balance things, but there are other courses with darker lighting that have more color than any Bowser's Castle ever. As I mentioned in my top 20 picks for the future waves in another video, I feel like any Bowser Castle from Super Mario Kart would be great in the DLC since we've not seen any of the 3 return since they were in Super Circuit's Extra Cups. However, it doesn't seem like they're likely, and most people seem to agree, as they're predicting Mario Circuit and Vanilla Lake tracks to make an appearance instead. Unfortunately for me, they're more likely to come back than the Bowser Castle tracks, as they're already in Tour. I couldn't care less about which Super Mario Kart tracks return. The fewer non-Bowser Castle tracks that return, the better. Unless, of course, they overhaul the SNES tracks as they have with the GBA tracks. If they keep them flat, there are a lot of other great tracks that I and others would have a lot more fun with, like Calamari Desert, for example. Although I've gotten a little Calamari Desert fatigue since I played 7, I'd still take it over the SNES tracks. It's one of the few desert tracks I like, and it's pretty likely as it's in both 7 and Tour. I know several people want Nintendo to give N64 Wario Stadium a second chance at life, and don't get me wrong, I do too. If I had to pick one track from Mario Kart 64, I'd pick this one since every other track from the game has come back to a later installment. But it seems like Nintendo's gonna leave it in the 90s. Speaking of leaving tracks behind, we have yet to see a Double Dash course return in the Booster Course Pass, which means that the second wave is pretty likely to have one, knock on wood, fingers crossed, rubber rabbit's foot and all that. I've seen people predict Dino Jungle and Daisy Cruiser as the the first ones to come to the Booster Course Pass. Knowing Nintendo, they're gonna drop these tracks instead of ones that have yet to make a return, such as Wario Coliseum and Mushroom City, which I would prefer over tracks that have already come back to Mario Kart twice. Stepping back an entry in the series with Super Circuit, Sunset Wilds and Cheep Cheep Island seem like the most popular wishes and predictions from this game. I would love to see Sunset Wilds given the Mario Kart 8 treatment, and although there are other GBA courses I want to see before Cheep Cheep Island, I would not be upset if it came back. It's certainly more interesting than its sister course, Shy Guy Beach. Finally, I'm going to briefly talk about predictions from another portable entry in the Mario Kart series.
You guessed it, I'm going to be talking about Mario Kart 7 for certainly not the first time this video.
Shy Guy Bazaar is an alright track, not groundbreaking, but not bad. It's not in my highest of wants. Now personally, it ranks more as a nice to have, but would not be disappointed if we don't get it. What I and others would rather see from 7 is one of the Woohoo tracks making their return. Especially now that we have switched sports, I feel like it makes sense to reference that game's Wii Sports roots in the Booster Course Pass. So if I had to boil down Reddit's predictions into 8 tracks for Wave 2, I would say with confidence that the next tracks we'll be playing on are Tour London Loop, N64 Calamari Desert, SNES Mario Circuit 1, GCN Dino Jungle, Tour LA Labs, GBA Cheep Cheep Island, 3DS Shy Guy Bazaar, and DS Waluigi Pinball. Although, I wouldn't rule out GBA Sunset Wilds, SNES Vanilla Lake 1 or 2, one of the GBA Bowser Castle courses, Wii DK Summit, Wii Koopa Cape, and Wii Mushroom Gorge in future waves. Heck, throw Tour Berlin Byway and Tour Merry Mountain in future wave predictions for good measure.
Waiting for the new wave has got me on a little bit of a negative outlook for the future DLC, mostly just because I'm getting impatient for Wave 2 as others have. But instead of releasing tracks that have already come back, Nintendo could pull the rug and give us some tracks that have yet to return in Mario Kart. I'd be pleasantly surprised, but I'd expect that to be in a potential Mario Kart 9, which we may even get released before we even see a trailer for Metroid Prime 4.